Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Oxygen Not Included. At the end of last episode, we rejected all of our duplicates, and I think we're going to try something a little bit different with our carbon dioxide, since the scrubber was doing something strange. Let's get it started again. Okay, and we've got power back. Something I wanted to go over, this hatch down here, they have made some changes. It no longer eats duplicants. That's good stuff. Good stuff. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start off today by breaking into this cavern down here. And to do that, we're going to need to deconstruct that block and replace it with a ladder. There we go. And they should start working their way down there. While they work on that, I'm going to go ahead and start planning out our next section. It's going to be a way to take care of our carbon dioxide. I'm going to expand this there we go. As soon as that's expanded, I'm going to start filling that with some carbon dioxide. I'm just going to have a dumping ground for our carbon dioxide. And we need a manual airlock over here. And I really wouldn't mind having a second airlock, just in case. And after they're done digging around in here, I'm going to get rid of it all. And they need a way to reach up here. They can reach 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, they can reach that. And from here they can reach 2 to the side. So I'm going to go ahead and do it like this, that way they can reach everything in this chamber. Except for this very top level, but we'll worry about that in a little bit. And what's going on here? Insufficient resources mush bar. That's fine, we'll get around to it when we need it. We're actually doing quite well on it. So I'm going to drop the priority on that, and they'll get to it when they get to it. And it looks like it's about time to harvest our mealworms. There we go. So I'm also going to put in, where is this, under plumbing, I do have a gas pump. I'm going to stick it here. And then we're going to run our piping into this chamber here. I'm going to have to build a place to cool that down, because I want to cool it, see if we can get some liquid CO2, or better yet, some solid CO2. It does seem like we're doing okay on water. Let's take a look at the overlay. Yep, all of this water is just going right into there. Meaning I need to build us some ladders down to the bottom. They actually cannot jump that, so we'll get rid of that and build it out a little bit and then go down. Oh, too many. Way too many. So cancel that and cancel that, and we should be good, because we're going to have to move this down soon. I think right here what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a dedicated place to put slime, since that's going to be coming up very soon. And to do that, I'm going to want another manual airlock to block that off. What are they picking up? They're picking up that sand and stuff. How are we doing over here? Low on seeds, not a big deal. Tons of edible food. Tons of soil. I think we've done very well on our food. So let's take a quick look at the temperature overlay. And we've got some very hot spots. These batteries, 126.9 degrees Celsius. That's quite warm. And let's see. This is, that can't be right. That's 60 degrees Celsius. Oh, sorry, I was reading the wrong area. The coal generator itself is 926.9 degrees Celsius. That's not good. At least all the heat is concentrated in one spot. Okay, for this one, it's organic, and we haven't actually come into contact with any slime yet. We will as soon as we get into here, though. Ah, that's good. Let's go ahead and build that ladder there so they can get down. When they get down there, I'm going to place a storage compactor. And I'm going to put something in there that I don't particularly care about having. This hatch, I mentioned we were going to do something with them here in just a minute. They like to eat things. Since they don't eat duplicates anymore, they eat resources. So we'll click on that. Will consume any minerals within reach that it can fit into its wide mouth. Okay? So we're going to put some minerals down there that we don't really need all that much. I think what I'm going to put in there is clay. Oh, there it is. Cultivatable soil, clay. That'll work. We'll only put clay in there. And he'll eat it. Seems to be doing okay during the night. He's still overheated. What's the temperature in here? 22, 23, something like that. This granite seems to be relatively warm, but that's the only producer of heat that I see down here. They like it 19 to 24 degrees Celsius. He shouldn't be overheated, though. There he goes, burrowing into the ground for the day. Let's see, does this actually have anything in there? It currently does not. Let's bump the priority up just a little bit, so they'll go ahead and deliver some down there. There we go, delivered some clay. So now when the hatch pops back out for the night, he's going to eat some of that clay, and he's going to actually produce some coal. There's a limited supply of coal, and that is a good way to get some. And we're going to be burning through quite a bit of it with our coal generator here. Okay. Everything seems to be going fairly well. I'm kind of happy with that. We don't currently have any research selected. I'm going to go into insulation. I've got some ideas. I mentioned turning that gas CO2 into a liquid or a solid. I want to be able to do that. And without the thermoregulators, I don't think that I can. And we can go ahead and deconstruct this air scrubber. There we go. Reclaim a few of those resources. Oh, and we've got a new duplicate. Let's see who is available. We've got 2 vomiters. Cannot perform cooking duties, but he's good at cooking. Kind of an oxymoron there. We're going to reject all of these. We're going to wait till we get somebody truly stellar. And it seems like our stress is doing fairly well as well. Melody seems to be the only one that is actually stressed, so we're going to put Melody over here on the massage table. See if we can reduce some of that stress. See, what is she even stressed about? And it's not even in there. It's not on here either. Oh, there it is. Drab decor. She wants it to look a bit prettier. And it's not going to hurt us to, say, throw up another canvas or 2. We'll put one there. We'll put one there. We'll put one there. We'll put one there. And that should up our decor quite a bit. And it's nighttime. Oh, we've got a puffed over here. That's good news. That is very good news. We'll get into what the puffs do later. I'm a little hesitant to put out another refrigerator, just due to how much energy it requires. And I need to bump the priority down here, get this going, so we can move this liquid pump down a bit. Meaning we need to go over here to the plumbing and drop in our liquid pump down at the bottom. Now that they'll be able to reach that, and put in a new... oh, going very much the wrong direction. I will cancel that. There we go. So they should be able to go ahead and build this down here, and we also need some wire. There we go. Good. And I want to deconstruct that liquid pump and make sure everything is prioritized the same level down here. How's our stress doing? 1%. Oh, that is nice. She unassigned herself when she hit no stress. Good. This is the first time I've had somebody at no stress. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Let's take a look at our jobs real quick. Who is capable of art? Just Elvis. And he is currently the one that is building, or painting. That's good. That's very good. Let's take a look at our decor. That is not our decor. There is our decor. It is slightly less bad. Oh boy. Oh, speaking of decor, I seem to have missed a place. We'll stick it in here where they eat. Floor space is at a premium right now, so I'm not gonna build any of these sculpting blocks. It'd be nice, but I'm not convinced that we need them. Let's see, work is pending, short on mush bars. All it makes is mush bars. Okay, so over the night, I changed our microbe musher to just making lice loaf. It seems as though we've got plenty of lice here, and we want to make it into something that will give us a bit more calories. And I'm going to put the priority back at a 5. They'll get around to it when they need to. I'm still not particularly... ooh, what is going on here? State closed. Auto. Why is it broken? It's not broken anymore. That is odd. That is very odd. I remember why I closed it. Oh, you know what it might have been? We've got some very low pressure gas in here and some high pressure gas out here. It must have been pushing through that door. And we're almost done down here. Come on, you can do it. Okay, and let's set that to closed. There we go, closed. Good. And the pressure in here has definitely gone up, but it's full of carbon dioxide. All of it dropped out of this column here. Let's take a look at our research real quick. And we finished temperature modulation, which is good. And we are currently working on insulation. As soon as we're done with insulation, then we'll move on to something a bit more. I may find myself bumping this whole level down a bit. I want to even it out with this, and we'll put a floor here and drop all of this down one. Oh, he ate a resource. There's already a piece of coal down here. There's another piece of coal down here. Let's see if we can get him to... There he goes. He just ate another one. Did you drop us another coal? I can't really tell. I may need to get these guys to come down here and sweep that up. I'm not worried about cultivatable dirt because I'm fairly yeah, we're emitting fertilizer. We'll be okay about that. How's our art doing? This art is not quite done yet. I want to go ahead and prioritize that so it goes ahead and gets done. And let's get them to sweep that on a reasonably low priority. And I'm going to take a look at our decor overlay again. That has gone up a bit. It's not quite where it needs to be. Ooh, it does not like the outhouse. It's surprising that the outhouse reaches that far. And to be perfectly honest, I would not mind putting in a door over here and walling that all off. So let's deconstruct this ladder and put on a door. We also need to deconstruct that ladder and put in a tile. And we've got new duplicates. Let's see who we have. Vomiter and Vomiter. Biohazard, definitely no. Diver's Lungs. That's really nice. But she can't dig and she has a small bladder. And she's not too particularly stunning in any of the other ways, so we're going to reject all of these. And we're currently at the 6 duplicate limit that I imposed upon myself. Actually, 1 over the 5 that I imposed upon myself. How are these doing? They're doing okay. And let's take a look at how the eating area is. It's got clutter that they do not care for. Let's go ahead and take care of that clutter. Apparently they don't like clutter. I mean, nobody really likes clutter. And let's go back to the decor overlay. Much better. Since that made such a change, I'm going to go ahead and sweep that. And this. And make sure there's nothing laying around on the floor in the place that they'll be going to. And it's nighttime again. This episode is just flying by. We're halfway done. Okay, so to keep in line with that, it is at that level. So that is 1 too tall, so we can put one here, and they are 4 tall. 1, 2, 3, nope, they are 3. I'm going to do the next level 4 tall. So we'll count that as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cancel this last little bit that we don't need. And go ahead and have them set to dig that out. I may need to go ahead and have them tile that up. Actually, I want them to tile it there. There we go. That's going to look nice. I'm going to move all of this down a bit. doing? That's doing just fine. I've heard that if you have way too much water in a place, that it'll start to crack your walls. Apparently you need about 3 walls thick before it will not break anything. We have our generator idle. That's not good. But we don't seem to be hurting on power just yet. You know, if I'm going to move this floor, I do need to go ahead and cancel all of that. There we go. And I may need to go ahead and deconstruct this. Oh, they're going through some food. And it is harvest time again. I think that's about it for what's ready to be harvested. Gonna go ahead and grab that one while we're at it. Oh, he made some coal just as he came up. What's in here? Absolutely nothing. We may need to come up with something else that we don't need a whole bunch of. We definitely need our filtration medium. We do run out of that. I'll find something to stuff down there. Maybe this contaminated dirt. Is that under organic? That is under organic. And we are completely out. So I will deal with that later. There we go. Got some clay in here. He should eat right out of that storage bin. You saw us go ahead and put in some stuff. And now it's empty. It's only got 1 kilogram of stuff in there. Why is this? That's got no power. Why does that have no power? There's no good reason why that might not have power. There we go, our research is complete, and it is time to open up our research and research the very last area. As soon as we're done with pressure management, I'm going to deconstruct our research centers, save on some power there. How's our oxygen doing? Still tons of CO2 down there. Does this little guy mind? Got unbreathable carbon dioxide, and his only complaint is that it is quite warm. Right there at the edge of what he will tolerate. Okay, so something I noticed a little bit earlier, we have puffs in the area. They suck in contaminated oxygen and output slime. And, well, they don't emit oxygen. They just emit the slime. So the oxygen that you're seeing in here, very barely breathable, is pulling out the slime from the air and dropping it off down here. That's all that's happening. You don't get oxygen from these little guys. They just slightly clean your air. And we are extremely lucky to have 2 of them right there. I can't believe it. And while we're at it, we're going to take a quick look at this morb. So, morbs will eat any kind of gas and emit contaminated oxygen. So, being able to put a morb in the same container as something like a puffed would not be a bad idea. Oh, speaking of the puffs and what they emit. So the slime here, it's actually, if it's underwater, it's not emitting any oxygen. But this slime, oh, that's gold. Where's the slime? There's some slime. This actually emits contaminated oxygen, and that's why we've got to manage where we put it. But it actually loses mass as it emits that contaminated oxygen. So you will very quickly run out of slime if you leave it just laying around. Yeah, if you do start collecting slime, process it immediately. I think I need to put in a manual airlock there. And to be perfectly honest, I want to deconstruct all that and replace it with insulated tile. Cancel that real quick before they get over there. And it's being built out of sandstone, which we have quite a bit of. When I rebuild the roof here, it's going to be an insulated tile as well. Since these emit so much heat, is it actually heating up rooms around it? It is not, and the tile seems to be normal. That may just be broken, although these refrigerators are putting out a lot of heat. Awesome! So now all of our research is complete. So we'll take a look at the tech tree again. Absolutely everything is filled up. We can officially build everything in the game. Meaning it is time to go ahead and deconstruct. Deconstruct. Yes! Oh, I can't tell you how nice it is to not have to deal with bringing in water and dirt and everything it takes to research, along with the power that is required for research. Oh, that is so good. And I'm betting our decor went up quite a bit, and it did. If you remember, this area was almost totally red despite the amount of paintings we have in the area. It is now actually halfway decent. Why is this so red? Algae terrarium minus 40. Okay, it's just the algae terrariums that they don't like. Okay guys, it seems as though we've become much more efficient at storing food long term. Since we've switched this over to lice loaf, we actually have quite a bit more space in our refrigerator and quite a few more calories available. So that is one of the most efficient ways that I've found to stash food. Okay, so they haven't made a whole bunch of progress over here on our next project, so I'm going to go ahead and prioritize that just a little bit so we can go ahead and get that done. I'd like to come up with a good way to get rid of this carbon dioxide. It's building up around our base. It hasn't been a huge issue just yet, but if we wait until it's a huge issue, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be in very much trouble. You see, we've got a huge concentration here. Every time this door opens, more carbon dioxide goes out, and it has started to fill up down here. You'll notice places like this where we've got a ton of oxygen. You don't see much carbon dioxide, but it is in some places. And that is not showing up. There it is. It is a very high concentration of carbon dioxide because our oxygen pressure is so high. If our oxygen pressure drops any, we're going to have carbon dioxide everywhere. And at our current rate of consumption of algae, we cannot handle producing oxygen like this for much longer. We are going to need to get into some some algae via slime production, and that's going to have to happen fairly soon. Let's take a look at what we have available. Organic algae. We are almost out. We need algae, and we need algae now. So while they sleep, I'm going to take a look around and see what's available algae wise and go ahead and get those started on it. It is the end of the 49th day, starting on the 50th, and I like to keep these episodes about 10 cycles long. That way I'm not overloading you with a whole bunch of information, and it makes it a bit easier to edit when they're short like this. I don't know if you have ever tried recording before, but there will be a lot of things cut out, right? And the less that I have to cut out, the quicker I can get you your episodes. So if there's something you'd like to see in the next episode, let me know down in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.